Hi guys, hope you're well. Welcome back to another live chat on the Danny McArdle channel, where today's going to be a preview of the Leicester City vs Manchester City match tomorrow at the King Power Stadium, kicking off at 3 o'clock. A big game for Manchester City against a tough team, a team that I feel could even challenge for the top four this season. They're a very good team. They've already beaten us this season in the Community Shield. We do struggle when we go to the King Power. When I look back at previous years, previous seasons, let me just think in my mind now. We actually won 2-0 there last season. Very good performance indeed it was. I look back over previous years, season before that. Let me just rephrase my memory. That was the COVID hit season. I actually forgot how we done there that season. We might have got a win, I think. Season before that, I can't remember again. I think we might have won again, but I remember one season that stands out for me, 16-17 season, we got a battering there, 4-1. We were very poor that day. Jamie Vardy kind of bullied us, you could say. So it's one of them grounds where we kind of win there and we lose as well. It's one of them grounds where, you know, it's a bit of a hit and miss ground for us, but hopefully tomorrow we can get the 3 points and take them back to Manchester. Obviously this game comes after an international break, so players could be a bit fatigued. Played 3 games in this national stage, but one change I do have to talk about tomorrow is that there's going to be no Edison or Zach Steffen, so that means the gloves will fall to the 36-year-old veteran goalkeeper who's mainly played most of his career as a backup goalkeeper, third choice, Scott Carson, who will play in goal tomorrow. Good luck to Scott. He's only played one Premier League game in 10 years, and that was, I'm sorry about the bit of noise in the background there, I'll just move up. But yeah, he's played one game in the last 10 years, one Premier League game in the last 10 years. And that was last season for us against Newcastle, where we won 4-3, letting 3 goals that game. He's 36 years old, he's been around the scene for a bit, but he's spent most of his career in the Championship or playing as a third choice keeper, but he will play tomorrow. Am I nervous? Of course I am. We've got a good defence in front of us, but I feel if he's going to be tested, like he was against Newcastle that night, his reaction is going to be a bit slow. He's not a brilliant goalkeeper, let's be honest. He's kind of there to make up the numbers, and he's probably more of a goalkeeper coach than a player, as I was saying to people. But we wish him luck tomorrow anyway, and we hope he plays well. He has a good defence in front of him. He'll have Diaz, Laporte, Cancelo, Walker all in front. So let's have a look at the comments. Chris Welsh, hi mate, hope you're well. Hi mate, hope you're well too. Thank you for tuning in, pal. The Cardiff City fan says, yo, hi mate, hope you're well. Good to see you. Who've Cardiff got tomorrow? Let me know. But yeah, big game for City tomorrow for us away at Leicester. Obviously, we're going to have a change of goalkeeper. Scott Carson's going to be in goal. It's confirmed, because we don't have Zach Steffen, who sadly has COVID. There's a reason why he can't play, and Edison can't play because there's a rule that's going about that Brazilians can't play this weekend because he's been with Brazil on national duty. So we've only got Scott Carson. That's all we have, and we've only got youth academy goalkeepers, but I think Scott Carson will definitely play. It's been confirmed he's going to play anyway. This was already going to be a tough game, but the fact we've lost our first choice goalkeeper and our second choice goalkeeper makes it more difficult for me. But hopefully we play well. I've gone for a very tight 1-0 win to us. I'll take that. But I made this prediction before I knew Edison was going to be out, so I think if I had to say my prediction, I'm going to stick with my 1-0, but if I had to say now, I think Leicester are definitely going to score. With Carson being in goal, no disrespect to him. They've got good attacking players, as we know, Vardy, Iheanacho, Maddison, Perez. They've got phenomenal players that can hurt us. But Carson might not be needed much, you know. We've got a good defence. He's got a good defence in front of him. Diaz, Laporte. That's an incredible centre-back partnership. It's been good so far. The full-backs, Cancelo, Walker, you know, the back four is really good. I don't think there's any better in the Premier League, if I'm being honest. We've got Nottingham Forest on Sunday. Good luck, mate. Tough game. Is it home or away? I hope you win that match. Beat Forest, yeah, definitely. But no, going on to what I was saying, he might not be needed much, Carson tomorrow, because he'll have a very good defence in front of him. So, you know, he might not be needed much. You never know. But if he is tested, I feel with the quality Leicester have up top, he could be. Obviously, he's not as an established goalkeeper. He could have problems, I think. Chris Welsh has got his prediction and he's gone for Leicester 0, Manchester City 2. Good shout, mate. You think Carson's going to keep a clean sheet? That's a brave shout. I'm going to stick with my 1-0. I made this prediction before I found out about Edison and Stefan, but I'm going to stick with 1-0. But that's a good shout, mate. I'd definitely be happy with 2-0. I'd say I'd be happy with 1-0, to be honest. Any win would do me. We just don't want to get beat again. Get 2 defeats. And then we've got Leipzig in the Champions League. Will Edison be back for that? I hope so. It's not good when you lose your best goalkeeper, let alone, you know, your 2 best goalkeepers. I'd have even been alright if Zach Steffen played this game, because he's filled in a few times and he's been alright. He played against Chelsea last season when we won, and you know, it's difficult. We've lost 2 goalkeepers, sadly, so we need to get on with it and just accept it. And we need to back Scott Carson and give him a chance, and hopefully he plays well. I'll go back to where I was, get my drink as well. We need to stick by Scott Carson and hope he has a good game. I certainly will indeed. You know, I'll always defend any City player that plays, so I'll stick by Scott Carson. Hope he has a good game. Let's have a look at the comments. Won't be shocked if Leicester get something. Well, yeah, mate, they could. They definitely could get something. I won't be surprised myself too, especially with what I just talked about. With us losing our 2 goalkeepers, I think it's probably up Leicester's chances now. As we know, they've got a brilliant attacking players. The ones I've discussed: Vardy, Maddison, Iheanacho, the ex-City man, Perez, Maddison, Vardy, I just said. They've signed that new striker. Harvey Barnes, another brilliant player. They've got really good players, but hopefully Manchester City will step up for this match and put in a good performance, indeed. But yeah, it's going to be a tough game, absolutely, indeed. You know, I just think it's crazy how these Brazilians can't play. I don't even know if Edison's actually played for Brazil, but he's just not allowed to play. They're probably going to fly back in time as well, so say if they were playing for Brazil last night or Wednesday night, they'd fly back and they'd be back in the country by now, and they've probably trained today. So why, and they've even travelled down to Leicester, so why can't they play? I mean, what's the reason? It just seems pretty ridiculous to me. Chris has got a comment in, you know, my opinions on FIFA banning Brazilian players. I do, mate, you told me, and I totally agree with everything you said. It's an absolute joke. I don't know if it's because of COVID or what. It sounds like it's because of COVID. I can kind of understand a bit, but like I said, if they feel okay and, you know, they've tested, you know, negative for COVID, why can't they play? I'm sure Edison's okay. You know, what's the problem? I know he was in the squad. I haven't even checked if he's played for Brazil or not. I'm going to check after this stream. But he's not allowed to play anyway, so there's no point probably talking about it, really. Alisson and Fabinho didn't even travel to Brazil for national. What, and they still can't play? That's crazy. So they're not allowed to play, Chris, am I right? You'll have to let me know, mate. It's all crazy, isn't it? Like, I don't understand. I really, really don't understand. But well, Gabriel Jesus, we don't have him tomorrow as well. It's not just Edison I've been talking about. We don't have Jesus, who's had a great start to the season. He's our main striker now. So tomorrow, we're not even going to have a striker. Probably, I know Liam Delap's just come back in training, but it might be too soon for him, but we're not going to have a named striker in the squad. We're probably going to play Torres or Sterling as a striker, I'd have thought, or maybe De Bruyne as a false 9, but we don't have a striker in the squad, which is just frustrating. It's going to be a tough game for us tomorrow. It's going to be a lot tougher than I'd have thought now, with losing 2 key players. Fernandinho, another player we probably won't have. But even though I don't know if he actually got picked for Brazil, but it's not looking good. No, because FIFA weren't happy with Liverpool releasing them. Not releasing them, but why though? It's Liverpool's choice. So basically FIFA have punished Liverpool for no reason. It's a bit harsh, isn't it? FIFA are a joke, mate, I'll tell you now. They're all pricks, they're all for themselves. It's an absolute joke, really. Obviously Liverpool are losing important players and so Man City. You know, good Brazilian players who play for Liverpool and Man City, as Chris mentioned, Alisson, Fabinho, two massive players for Liverpool. For City, you've got Edison, Jesus, Fernandinho, three massive players. It's a complete joke, and I don't really get it, to be honest. But you just have to accept it and move on, because if we didn't play this game tomorrow, we'd probably get a points deduction. So we just have to get over it and put Scott Carson in goal and not play striker. Absolutely crazy. FIFA don't care about COVID. No, they don't, mate. Indeed, they don't care one bit. All FIFA care about is themselves. I still think we will beat Leeds without Alisson and Fabinho. Yeah, I think you will as well, mate. Still got a good enough team to beat Leeds, no questions about it. I mean, who'll go in goal for Liverpool? Will it be Keller, Adrian? You'll have to let me know. And Fabinho's a good player, I really like it, but he's replaceable as well. You could maybe put Jordan Henderson in his role, or Thiago, I'm not sure, but you know, they're two replaceable players. But as I say, Alisson, he's like Edison, he's a massive spine of the team. Like, goalkeepers are important. Edison's an important player for City, as is Alisson for Liverpool. To lose your first choice goalkeeper's not good. And for us, we've lost two of our keepers, because unfortunately our sub-keeper, who was decent, has got COVID. So we're paying the price for it. Keller or Adrian for me, yeah, that's what I thought too, mate. I like that Keller, he's a good keeper, he's Irish as well. He looks like one for the future. Adrian's not a bad backup as well. Probably get a lot of criticism he doesn't deserve for me. But yeah, two decent choices for us. Scott Carson, that's about it, and that's worrying. Most likely Kelleher. Yeah, good shout, mate. I think the times he's actually played for Liverpool, he's played well, hasn't he? He's obviously a good young talent. Very young in goalkeeper years. I think he's only 22, very young for a keeper. Can only get better. They've got long careers, keepers, so yeah. Hopefully there'll be good results for Man City and Liverpool this weekend, despite what's going on with FIFA and players not allowed to play, etc. Hopefully we both get wins. We've got a tough game at Leicester though. A really tough game. It's not an easy place to go to. Keita is back for us from international duty, and Elliott recovered from his knock too. Good news. I like Keita, he's a good player. Elliott's a very good young talent who I think will be world class. He's got a big future, that kid. He's a very good player, and I saw him at Blackburn last season. I thought he was really good. So he's actually getting games for Liverpool now. I think he'll be a world star. He just needs to keep his head down really and work hard. But he's definitely got the talent to be world class. So what I don't understand is why can African players play if they've been on national duty, but Brazilian players can't? Is the COVID worse in South America? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. So Mahrez, who's been travelling to Africa, playing for Algeria, will be allowed to play tomorrow. But Edison and Jesus can't. I don't get it. Henderson, Thiago and Keita midfield, I expect. Good midfield, mate. It's a very good midfield. I'd still say it's a very decent midfield, despite the loss of Fabinho. Still a very solid midfield, that. As I say, I think that'll be good enough to beat Leeds. You would expect so. I think out of us two, I think we've got the tougher game at Leicester. Leeds are a good team, don't get me wrong, but Leicester's a really tough place to go to. They've got really good players, and you could be on about a team that could be battling for top 4 this season. So, you know, but Leeds will be a tough game as well. So we're both missing players, sadly. Yeah, I just hope we get the win. It's going to be tough. I'll take any sort of win. I'm going to predict my lineup in a minute as well. I've made my score prediction. I've gone with 1-0. I didn't pick my score. I'm going to go for Jack Grealish to score again. I think I really fancy him to score. Yeah, Richarlison's been travelling but yet allowed to play because he went to Olympics. That doesn't make sense again. So he's been travelling with Brazil. He's been to the Olympics. Yet he's allowed to play tomorrow, and Edison and Jesus can't. It didn't make sense to me. Richarlison is such a good boy, let's give him a dog treat. I know, mate, I know. What can you say? It just doesn't make sense. It honestly doesn't make sense. I have no words. Yeah, City have a tougher game. Yeah, we do indeed, mate. We do indeed. Well, both be tough games, or definitely. If we beat Leicester this weekend with Scott Carson in goal and no striker, I'll be very, very happy, I'll tell you that. I will be more than relieved. Honestly, mate. It's going to be tough. But they're both tough games, no questions about it. But yeah, obviously when you lose your first choice keeper and your main striker who's been scoring, goals. Jesus has had a great start to the season. I know we've only played Arsenal and Norwich in the games he scored in, but you know, he done well to score. I know he didn't score against Tottenham, but we were poor all round that day. But he was brilliant against Arsenal. He was there, right place, right time, and put the ball in. Norwich, he was fantastic, and I know they're two poor opponents, but a striker has to score goals, which is what he done, and he'll be a big loss tomorrow. I fancy our chances against Leeds open. They're very open defensively. Leeds, that's their problem. I honestly think I told this to you as well, Chris, the other night. Leeds are going to struggle this season. I think that second season syndrome, you call it, that will hit them hard because teams know more about them now. Don't get me wrong, they were brilliant last season, but I think it'll be a long season for Leeds. That's what I think. And they haven't really signed anyone, which is another major concern for me. Leeds' defence is more open than Gemma Collins' legs. Oh my days. You've made my day, mate. You're not wrong though. They do concede a lot of goals, don't they? I mean, how many did they let in last season? Probably nearly 50, 60. They were winning games like 4-3, but they were happy to win like that. To be fair, they stayed up, so it was mission accomplished. But I think Leeds will struggle this season. I really do. It's not going to be as easy this season. Teams know more about them. The defence is very open, as Chris said. They've hardly signed anyone. I think people know Bielsa's style now, what he's going to do. I think it'll be a long season for Leeds, I really do. I could be wrong though, I could be wrong. A lot of people might have predicted them to do well, but me personally, I think they're in for a long season, and I will expect them to be in that relegation battle. Whether they go down, I'm not sure, but I think they'll be in a relegation dogfight, if I'm being honest. But I could be wrong. I still think Leeds will be okay personally, but yeah, they've got good players, mate. I'm not denying that. I just think that second season syndrome can hit you hard sometimes. I mean, teams have overcome it, but the thing is with Leeds, they've got a style of play that is known, and teams will know more about it now. I don't know what the results have been this season so far. They got beat off Everton. Did they lose? They drew against Burnley, and how did they get on the first? They got battered off Man United. So they've already had a toughish start, you could say. But I just think they've got quality players: Rafinha, Bamford, Phillips, Dallas. I like him, but I just think that defence will be a problem this season. I really do. As I say, I could be wrong though. Chris thinks they'll be okay. That's a fair shout, mate. You could be right. They do have good players. Jack Harrison as well. Another player they got from us. He's a quality player, but we'll have to see. The teams I expect to be in the relegator, I think Burnley are going to struggle this season. I think their luck could be finally over. They've survived too long, Burnley now. They've kind of been walking on thin ice for about 4 years now. The 4-4-2 is going to finally run out. They've been playing that for years now, and you can't keep playing 4-4-2 every season, pelting the ball up to Chris Wood. It's not going to work. I think they're going to struggle this season. Brighton have had a good start to the season. I still think they're going to struggle for me. Norwich, definitely. Arsenal, I don't know. I think Watford will be fine. Who else went up? Brentford, I think they'll be fine. I really do. Palace, under Vieira, I think could struggle. He was a great player, don't get me wrong, but he's not a high-profile manager. He's not really done anything in his managerial career so far to see he's a top manager. Now, for me, I can't believe Palace didn't go for Lampard. I think he'd have been a much better option. Frank Lampard for me all day long. He needs another job, Lampard, to prove he's going to be a good manager. The teams I've mentioned there, though, I think will struggle this season. I fear for Norwich a lot. I think they're pretty much nailed on relegated for me. They always do, like a yo-yo team, up and down, up and down, up and down. The fans must get fed up with it. Norwich guaranteed to finish bottom. Yeah, definitely, mate. I think they'll be bottom. From what I saw when they played us, they were very flat. Didn't have anything going forward. A long season ahead for them, definitely. Them and Burnley, I think will be my bottom two. That's what I'm saying right now. I think Burnley, Dycher's a great manager, don't get me wrong, but the luck's going to run out for them. I think they've been walking on thin ice for too long now. Again, they've hardly made any signings, and they just play the same style of football. And I'm not having a dig at them, but because it has worked for them, they play the same style of football and formation every season. 4-4-2, pelt the ball forward. Surely that luck's going to run out soon. Surely. I'd rather see Watford still than a team like Burnley, a team who actually try to play football and got some good players. I saw a yo-yo in a supermarket, reminded me of Norwich. You're not wrong though. Yeah, mate, they are a yo-yo club. I mean, imagine supporting them, you get fed up. You'd think, like, what's the point of going up? What's the point of going up? Because we're just going to go back down again. I'd be very frustrated supporting. West Brom are like that as well. Fulham, another team like that. Let's have a look at this. Burnley, Brighton, Southampton, Newcastle, another team I forgot to mention. Newcastle will be in a relegation fight for me. Forgot to mention them. They do have good players, but they've got a poor manager. And again, they're very much like Burnley. Pelt the ball forward, 4-4-2. Now they play 5 at the back, Newcastle, but it's boring football to watch under Steve Bruce. Southampton, I think they'll be fine. I think they've got decent players and a decent manager. But it's a good shout though, but I think Southampton will be okay. Burnley and Brighton we both agree on here. I'm glad you think Burnley. I don't see any hope for Burnley if I'm being honest. The luck's going to run out soon. Newcastle, yeah, Newcastle's a good shout, mate. Definitely a good shout. I know their fans hate Steve Bruce from the channels I watch on here. I know the fans have got a massive grudge against Steve Bruce, and I could understand why, because he's like Dyche. He plays the same football all the time, and he tries to get results. I mean, they stayed up last season comfortably in the end. They did struggle for a lot of the season, but again, Newcastle could win out this season. Burnley still have some same squad from previously. Yeah, that's my point, mate. That's my point. You can't keep relying off that though. You are going to get found out. They do it on the cheap, Burnley, every season, because I know they're not a big club. They've got tight funds, but for me, it just has to end soon, and I think it'll be this season. I just can't. If I'm being honest, see them staying up. They're very boring to watch. I saw them against City last season when we played at Turf Moor. We only won 1-0 that match, but all they were doing was just pelting the ball forward, expecting Chris Wood to nod it on to Ashley Barnes to slam it in, and it just didn't work. They're boring to watch. The McNeil, the winner, he's a good player. He's too good for Burnley. He's very creative. He's too good to be playing a defensive team like that. The stillness of same squad will end up kicking in. Did with Bournemouth? Yeah, Bournemouth, exactly, mate. The luck went out for them in the end. They pretty much stuck with the same squad, and they went down. When was it? The season before last. I agree. I think that's what's going to happen with Burnley, or even maybe Newcastle as well. You can't keep relying off the same players season after season. You have to make transfers, even if you stay up, because if you don't, you get punished. Burnley have not really signed anyone. Neither have, I can't think. Newcastle signed they signed Joe Willock, didn't they? He's a good player. You just can't keep relying off the same deadwood. Would take McNeil at Liverpool. Yeah, he's a class player, mate. I'm sure you would. When I watched Burnley last season against us, McNeil stood out for me. I remember him taking on our players, putting balls in the box, and no one was there. You could see the frustration of him trying to create stuff, and they're just burning you, just pelting the ball forward. It's not. If you're a good player like that, it can't be good playing for a team like that. You must get frustrated. He deserves to be playing at a better team. He's a quality player. I think a team like Liverpool, Tottenham, Everton even, it'd be a good signing for them. I feel for the lad, I do. It's not good playing in a team like that when you're a really good player. I would get frustrated personally. I've got nothing against Sean Dyche. I think he's done a good job there. He's a good manager, but he just plays the same football all the time. He even done it in the Championship, I think, when with Burnley, and they got promoted from it. But your luck will ride out in the end. That's all I've got to say about it, really. But I hope City win this. I'm going to predict my lineup for Leicester v City now. So I'm going to go with a 4-3-3, as we normally do, with Scott Carson in goal. I'm going to go for Kyle Walker right back, João Cancelo left back, Ruben Diaz and Aymeric Laporte. So that's our strongest defence, bar the keeper. Midfield three, I'm going to go with Rodri, Gundogan, and I'm going to go with Bernardo. My front three, I'm going to go with Grealish on the left, Mahrez on the right, and I'm going to go for Sterling to play in a centre forward role. So it's still a good team. Will it be good enough to beat Leicester? I'm not sure. Let me know what you think of my lineup. De Bruyne and Foden will be on the bench as they are back from injuries. I forgot to state, back in training, back from injury. We'll have Torres on the bench, so it'll still be a good team. It's still a good team apart from the keeper, really. Still good enough to beat Leicester. I'll be going to Leeds versus Liverpool, my first time going. Enjoy, mate, going to Ellen Road. Enjoy. Look after yourselves, take care, and enjoy your day. Can't wait to witness the Leeds atmosphere. I know that I've never been to Ellen Road, but people that have told me that have been have said it's very hostile, so I'm sure you'll enjoy yourself, mate. Have a good day and take care of yourself, pal. It's a great stadium, Ellen Road, though. It does have a good atmosphere. I'm sure you'll enjoy your day. Yeah, and hopefully Liverpool can get a win for you. I'm going to give it 3 more minutes, guys, and I'm going to go because I've got things to do tonight. I'll keep it half an hour like I normally do. I've made my team prediction there. I've predicted my score. I've gone with 1-0, Grealish to score, and hopefully City will get the win. Busy weekend for me. I'm going to Crawley versus Carlisle tomorrow and Leeds versus Liverpool Sunday. So there's a lot of travelling that. I hope you filled your petrol up, but enjoy yourself, mate. There's a lot of travelling, so I think Crawley's in Sussex, which is south. Long journey from Carlisle, very long, even from where I live. So enjoy, mate, and then I'm guessing you're going to Leeds from there, which is north. I'm sure you'll have a great weekend, though. What a fantastic weekend that is. I wish I was going to games, but I'm not. I am going to City versus Wycombe, though, in the Carabao Cup. I can't wait for that. It's a week on Tuesday. I'm going to the match and I can't wait. I might vlog it. We'll see how it goes. I'm getting the train to City vs Wycombe. I can't wait. I've got a ticket and I'm excited. I'm going on the train. Oh, enjoy, mate. I'm going on the train as well to the City match. It's easy to get to a train from Manchester where I live. I like going on the train. I can have a few drinks as well. Nice one. I'm sure you'll be having a few yourself. Good to know. Right, I'll get these last comments in before I go. I'll get the last comments in before I go. Being good as always. Excited for the game tomorrow. We'll give it 1 more minute and I'll be off. Apparently lockdown coming in October, which would be a killer. Oh, Jesus, not again. I did kind of expect it, though. As the weather gets colder, the numbers will go up. So it's just one of them things, isn't it? We can't sit here and pretend that we weren't seeing it coming. I mean, for me, I've double vaccinated, so don't know if you are as well, Chris, but yeah, I'll need a drink whatever the result is. I'm sure you will, mate. I think Carlisle will win tomorrow. I hope you do. I'm going for 1-0 to Carlisle. I think you'll win that game. I really do. Carlisle are looking good this season. I'm going for a Carlisle win there. Much better team than Crawley. And I hope you get the win, mate. I expect the same with me, mate. What can you expect from this country? I could go on for for hours about this country, but I'm not going to. I'm going to keep my thoughts to myself because I would have a lot to say. But yeah, I'm going to get myself off, guys. Hope you have a great evening, weekend. Thank you for coming as always. Thanks to Chris. Thank you very much, mate, for coming as always. Thanks to the Cardiff City fan. Thanks for tuning in, mate. Getting my second vaccine end of September. Well, you look after yourself, mate, when you get it done. But guys, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully we get the win tomorrow. Up the Blues, come on City. Really excited for the games. Thanks for watching. Take care, mate. You too.